Alright, I'm going to start out with my largest collection at the moment, which is actually, it's really not all that big, it's just under 30 games. But, I guess I'll start with that since it looks like it's about to start falling over. One of the best games I have in my collection. I cannot seem to find the second one right now. I guess I could, I'm really not in a place to spend money on it, but I have Zone of the Enders. Personally, I love this game. This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But it's really it's one of my gems. And underneath that, I have Ultimate Spider-Man. I have the limited edition. It's also another one of my favorite games. It's my favorite Spider-Man game to date. I've had very little problems with it. It's got a little bit of flaking on it. It's not in great condition, but I got this for like $8 at the time. Also, keep in mind that I used to work at GameStop, so I used to wait on people to leave stuff in the store, and if they didn't come back for it, I would keep it, no matter what it was. Next thing on the list is Transformers. This is the game based off the Armada series. It really, it wasn't a great game, but at the time, this was as good as it got whenever it came to Transformers games. It had a first-person mode. It wasn't the best thing, but it was still pretty dear to my heart. I love Transformers. And next up is Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. I am in love with Street Fighter Third Strike. It is my favorite Street Fighter to date. Second, I guess, would be Super Street Fighter 4, but I have a thing for Ibuki. She is my favorite character in Street Fighter. My brother hates her, but I guess he's the one that gets the short end of the stick. Next up is Soul Calibur 3. Granted, this is not my favorite game in the series, but Soul Calibur 3 is still a pretty good game. It was the first one with the character customization. My girlfriend loves this game. Believe it or not, I've actually had this game like 6 months, and I haven't put it in my PS2 since I rebought it, or my PS3, but I haven't played it since I rebought it. But still a great game. Next up is my favorite in the Silent Hill series, is actually Silent Hill 3. I love this game. This game, whenever it came out, scared me to death. I'm still kind of scared of it. I still don't know where to go. I need to look up some walkthroughs for it, but it's my favorite Silent Hill so far. Next up is one of my favorite games ever. It's kind of upsetting that it's a red label. It's the only red label I have. But Shadow of the Colossus. I really don't know what to say about this game. This is it's amazing. It's a piece of art. And next up is a very sticker-friendly Resident Evil 4. It looks like I tried to get it off. I didn't do very well. I didn't really like the GameCube controls for Resident Evil 4, so I really didn't play it until it came out on the PS2, and then it had all of its additional content. But either way, it's a great game. If you have a PS2 or a backwards compatible PS3 or a GameCube, or it's actually on the Wii now too, which the controls actually transferred over very well. It's a great game. You should probably pick it up. And then this game was one of those games that I actually got just for the hell of it. Actually, I love the art on this game. It's kind of like it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts a little bit, but granted, it is not anywhere near Kingdom Hearts. This is, I can't remember the whole title. Samurai Legend Musashi. It's a decent game. I mostly bought it for the art, and it's one of those games that I really I kind of got it for free. I think I paid like 50 cents for it, but it's pretty decent. And another one, this was a big deal whenever it first came out, but it's the Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Actually, I don't have the Warrior Within or the Two Thrones. Warrior Within I loved a great deal more than the Sands of Time, but you know, it's kind of a must-have, in my opinion. It's a great game. The graphics are kind of dated, especially for the PS2, but it's still great. And then keep in mind, I'm also an avid Capcom fan. I love Capcom. But I have Okami, another real gem on the PS2 that's kind of underlooked or overlooked, but still great. It's published by Capcom, developed by Clover, but very different art style. I hear I haven't played it, but I hear the Wii port actually didn't do all that well. It's still got that ugly watermark around this area on the front cover anyway. But still a great game. Another one is kind of because I'm also a Sega fanboy, is Nightshade. I love the Shinobi series. Actually, Shinobi on the PS2 was the first game I ever bought, which I for some reason or another I don't have at the moment. But it's still a great game. Nightshade, I really I didn't like this one near as much as I like Shinobi. Shinobi had a lot of gore, and it had its own charm to it. But Nightshade kind of took away from that. Still a good game though. Next one was a game that I absolutely got for free. I have only played this once, and it hasn't seen the light of day since. Congratulations on giving Nano Breaker a little bit of attention. It's really not all that great. The only thing that was really cool about it is you're credited by the gallons of blood that you cause on screen. Another one of my favorites, though, I will jump straight into another Konami game, is Metal Gear Solid 3. Great game. I actually have the collection. I think I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I think Metal Gear Solid, the first one, is still in my PS2 section because of the case. But I love this game. This game is great. It's not one of my favorites in the Metal Gear Solid series, but it's still great. Kojima really hasn't let me down since. And since I seem to be working backwards in the alphabet, Metal Gear Solid 2 is up. This is the game that actually got me into the Metal Gear series. This was a big deal. I used to go over and play it at my friend's house. We would try and see how fast we could get through the tanker chapter so that we could see all the guys in his underwear. Not that, we enjoyed it. It just was funny. And then again, another Metal Gear. First one in the series, trademark. I really don't have anything I have to say about the Metal Gear Solid game. You can't, there's not much to really say, but I do have that set. And then next up is one of my favorite games, another Capcom, is the Mega Man X Collection. I've spent hours and hours on this game. There's actually a software update for a little while on the PS3 where I could not play the Mega Man X Collection because of some backwards compatibility update. I was a little upset with it, but it's fixed now. Mega Man X was a hallmark for me. I know a lot of Mega Man fans, actually a lot of original Mega Man fans cannot stand the X series, but the X series got me into Mega Man. But it's great, I love it. And then next on my list is Kingdom Hearts 2. This is in my top 10 greatest games of all time. Sorry about that, I'm a little sick. But I love this game. This was Kingdom Hearts. The original one was a big deal to me and my friends when it came out. I was about 14 at the time. And I was going through that awkward stage. I was always kind of more of an emotional kid than the rest of them. But I love Kingdom Hearts. I actually have the nobody symbol tattooed. It's a little different, but it's initially the same thing. Another friend of mine actually got the Heartless symbol tattooed directly on his chest. We loved this game. It was a great game. And then another one, which is kind of the black sheep of the Kingdom Hearts games, is Chain of Memories. Still a great game. Rechain of Memories is actually a hell of a lot better than the one on the GBA. But I love this game. It's a great game. Another Kingdom Hearts. And then the original Kingdom Hearts, which, same as I said earlier, goes. I love this game. God, I love this game. I love Final Fantasy, and I grew up with Disney. So I couldn't go wrong with the Kingdom Hearts games. And then another one. I also have the entire Final Fantasy games. I have the whole collection. But this is Final Fantasy 12. This is my kind of beat up collector's edition. I flipped out whenever this game first came out. It came out in 2006. It was on Halloween. And I was furious that I couldn't go home and play nothing but this. I had other stuff I had to do at the time. But I was a little disappointed with this. It wasn't the greatest Final Fantasy, but still, it's still a great game. It's kind of a single-player version of Final Fantasy XI, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but still a great game. And then there's Final Fantasy X, one of my top Final Fantasies. I spent a lot of time on this one. Me and an ex-girlfriend used to play this one all the time. It's a little beat up there. But it was the first one with real-time facial expressions and voices. One of the reasons I bought a PS2. But it's still a great game. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, another one I got for free. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those guys that really didn't get into the Fallout series until Fallout 3. I had never even heard of Fallout. But, I don't know, I've never played it. And then, this is another one of my top 10 greatest games of all time, Devil May Cry 3. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the special edition a lot more than I did the original Dante's Awakening. The special edition just kind of had a little bit more content. I love Virgil, so I love getting to play as him. I love his gameplay. But Devil May Cry 3 is obviously my favorite in the franchise. A lot of people agree with me if they enjoy the Devil May Cry series. A lot of people, some people don't, but either way, it's another Capcom gem. Still a great game, and I love the Devil May Cry series so much. I actually have Dante's Awakening along with the special edition. I love both of them, and the special edition is kind of hard to find in a black label, so I couldn't really couldn't resist. Devil May Cry 2, the game that got me into the series. Looks like it's got a lot of water damage there, but either way, still a great game. I didn't really like Lucia all that much. I liked her gameplay. But I still love this game. This is the game that got me into the Devil May Cry series, so I can't be too upset with it. And then the one I have the most trouble with is actually Devil May Cry. I don't know why. I have played through this. I've played through this several times, but for some reason or another, I just don't enjoy the first one near as much as I do the other ones. I don't know how I feel about DMC right now. They definitely don't like the redesign, but it's Devil May Cry. I kind of have to play it, but still a great game. It's a little dated, but it's still a great game. And then the last on my PS2 list is another game that for some reason is overlooked, is Chaos Legion. This was a big hit around the whole God Hand Devil May Cry Capcom era. Granted, it is obviously not Devil May Cry, but Chaos Legion is still a good game. If you kind of like those underrated, overlooked games, then this is definitely one of them, especially God Hand. I actually don't have God Hand. I need to get a hold of it. But, and I know, granted, this is not going to be my complete PS2 list. I've actually got quite a few games down that I need to pick up, along with Eco. That's my biggest gem that I need in my collection. I love Eco. But Chaos Legion, it's great. It's a great game. Well, I wouldn't say it's great. It's pretty decent. But the combat is kind of like a clunky Devil May Cry, but it's still pretty good. And that right now is my PS2 collection. I guess I'll work on another one later. Should probably go from largest to smallest. If I was, I'd have to do my Genesis list. But I think that's all I'm going to do for now. And if you guys happen to like what you see, you know, same usual shit. Do your thing. Subscribe if you want. You really don't have to. I'm not really looking to be a YouTube celebrity. But just want to let you guys see what my collection is. And maybe my brother will actually give me a break now. So I'll see you guys later.